Johnny Caldwell, one half of the cocktail bandit, the curly ladies who talk cocktails daily. And I'm here with a recap on an experience that I had recently called Tiki by the Sea. It's hosted by some amazing people out in New Jersey. And I just wanted to give a recap of the experience because I thought it was worth sharing. Tiki by the Sea, for those who are not familiar with it, is an immersive tiki educational cocktail culture experience. So they every year people apply to participate in Tiki by the Sea, and they do 2 different waves of it. I was part of the first wave, and it takes place in New Jersey. So the whole point of the program is to showcase the history and the culture behind some of those classic tiki cocktails that we all know and love, but really are not as familiar with the culture and people. So I want to talk briefly about that before I get started. You have some drink, of course. Chinola, we love Chinola over here. They were one of the sponsors that were during Tiki by the Sea. They had some delicious cocktails. It's really a fun ingredient to add, and it definitely brings you that tea vibe. The color, the smell definitely is noticeable and prominent in tea cocktails. Love it. So first off, we arrive in Jersey. We get picked up from the Travelers Bar where we have light breakfast and some cocktails sponsored by Paladar Tequila. I had not had Paladar before, so that was a good introduction to that product that day. At the bar was incredibly well stocked. Great location in Brooklyn. We got on the bus, and we took about an hour drive down to the Jersey Shore. It was my first time at the Jersey Shore, so I really didn't know what to expect. And on the bus ride up there, the folks at Pathfinder were doing laybacks. So Pathfinder is an NA product similar to Fernet, except it doesn't have alcohol content. So think very herbal, spirited beverage. That's NA. So they're going throughout the bus, and we're all literally just leaning our head back and getting this little blast of Pathfinders for the ride. I really enjoyed it. I think it would hold up really great in a cocktail. I don't think most bartenders would miss the alcohol content. You'll hear Charleston, we do Fernet shots. It's called the bartender's handshake. And usually towards the end of the night, we were drinking some other stuff. Fernet is a digestive, so it helps, kind of move your stomach, break things down so that you can use the restroom, so that the food and that drink can kind of move through your body and not get stuck in one place. So it definitely has a benefit to the herbal qualities, but some people are a little afraid of it. So if you're afraid of Fernet, if you don't care for Fernet, find it. It is a delicious and the alternative to herbal digestive. So once we got to the Barcelona hotel at the Jersey Shore, took a photo, and then we had a little light lunch and a little bit of history tasting on Cachaça. Cachaça is a rum that is made primarily in Brazil. For sure, it's where you're going to get Cachaça from. Cachaça is a sugarcane-based spirit, and they had some really delicious cocktails for us. I had not had this particular brand of Cachaça, Abua. It was nice. It was refreshing. They have multiple different expressions of them, so there's no one way to Cachaça. And the cocktails were delicious. So after we had our brief lunch and some drinks, we got back on the bus. We went for a tour around the Jersey Shore. I wasn't aware that there were so many tiki themed hotels and inns inside the Jersey Shore, but we went around and visited several that were reminiscent of the 1950s, 1960s type of lounge bars. Jolly Roger is the one that we went to on the Jersey Shore. So they all look very retro, very vintage, very much tiki torches, totem poles outside. Like, it's giving you that Polynesian, Hawaiian vibe. And I thought it was so cool to go out and see how they have the retro styles with the paint and the architecture. So it really transports you back in time to when tiki was king, especially in this type of that part of the country. Tiki really had a moment, and it's really great to see it being so well preserved in this area. It wasn't just one example, there were like 10 hotels, inns that still had their tiki theme well into on the boardwalk, and we traversed and had the time to walk around, shop. People were doing rides. I'm not a roller coaster girly. That's not my vibes. I get my thrills other ways. I haven't been being jostled around in a seat on a roller coaster, but to each his own. Folks definitely took advantage of it. Folks at Tiki by the Sea were gave us ride tickets, so that was nice. I took that time to go enjoy some food. The boardwalk was very much like the state fair that we get down here in Charleston. So they had all the weird food, the French fries, the peanuts, the cheesy, the fried Oreos, all that good stuff. So I got a little bite in there. Took in the beach. It was crazy windy. It wasn't really cold. It was just really windy. Shade, the Jersey Shore. I wasn't expecting it to be as brisk as it was, especially being on the ocean. So I did walk on the beach a little bit. I got my feet in the sand, held it grounded while I was out there. Really enjoyed that time. Just to appreciate the journey, just appreciate where drinks have taken me. I've been all over the country drinking, and it was great to be in a place with a second drink in mind and just new experience. Also, after we finished up with the tour, we went back to the Barcelona hotel, and there were more beverages there for us. One of the beverages that I really, really enjoyed that they had were cocktails in a can. We love a cocktail in a can situation. Portable, great for the beach, great for the poolside. There was a pool at the Barcelona Inn that we stayed in, so that was great. This cocktail in the can was crafted by Steva Casey. Steva is one of the amazing members of the Tiki by the Sea team. She's been rocking with them forever. She's based in Birmingham, Alabama. She created a bunch of different cans and cocktails for us to enjoy while we were out there. And this one was the Nordic style gin and tonic. Light, refreshing. What I love about this is that they use aquavit. Aquavit is something that is also another polarizing spirit. People either love it or they hate it. Aquavit is a liqueur that is high in wormwood gentian. It is very dill, fennel, and caraway forward. I'm just getting back from experience competition, just a flight of aquavit, and there's still a whole lot to be desired. It's so hard to get really well balanced aquavit that doesn't give you toothpaste or doesn't give you soapy lavender flavor. So they did a great job with this one. Shout out to Steva for that. I can smell as soon as I pop it open, I'm getting all of those characteristics that you're spoke of. Getting the, tons of citrus and coriander on this one. So amazingly good. Loved it. Loved it so much. The Tiki by the Sea team are part owners of Drifter Cocktails, and they will make your cocktail in a can wherever you are in the country. So if you're doing a large scale event and you think that cocktails in a can will be the best way to distribute your cocktail or your future cocktail, highly recommend reaching out to them. You supply them with your recipe, test it out for you, ship it to wherever you need the product to be in the country. So they really handle it for you full service. And the bartenders that are making the cocktail are certified professional bartenders. You are not going to be disappointed when you get your canned cocktail to your event because it was crafted by somebody who knows it. Someone like Steva. Shout out to them. What I really, really enjoy about Tiki by the Tea is that there was a cocktail and a merch for every session that we were at. And it wasn't like you go to something that's a free for all. It's about 15 and there's 50 people coming to the event. And you really have to be first come, first serve. But they were apportioning out our swag and gifts throughout the session so we weren't overwhelmed with them. And so that each piece that we got was significant to that session. So what kind of locked in your experience with a little token of appreciation. So I really enjoyed that. Each night they had different bar crew come in. So they had bartenders come in from Lullaby and Super Bueno and serve us drinks at the Barcelona Hotel. So we had like a late night turn-up party at the hotel featuring, pop-up bartenders from the area, but they kind of just brought their bar to us as opposed to us to their bar. So that was really cool, and they really would transform it. They would have different DJs, different bites to go along with it. So definitely a curated experience, and it made you feel like you were getting a little taste of those bars. And to be able to meet the talented bartenders we met was Hitchcock from Lullaby and Michael Paredes from Super Bueno, and we just would not have been able to visit all these spots. Someone who we currently also call Carlton and Charleston, they are so labor intensive. They require so much coordination, so much communication with the venue. Sometimes we have to charter less with us. So all that is an additional consideration. So to be able to have them to us and bring the bar to us was really smart and very well done. Bean was there the first night with us. They had really cute t-shirts. Loved all of that. So the next morning, we were awakened, fairly early. We started around 9:30, and we were, we were treated to an education. And the education I really enjoyed because it wasn't overwhelming. It was poignant. It was to the point. It was specific. We had really great speakers come out and talk to us. Pete, one of the organizers of one of the owners of Tiki by the Tea, he started us off with that cane history and tasting on cane spirits. And then we had another education from Ron Colon. They came out, they sponsored lunch, Hotel and Co. Did some cocktails and some education for us on being Tiki conscious. And just to do a little background on Tiki does not originate from one specific island or country. Tiki is an amalgamation of a bunch of different cultures and areas together. We have all classified as Tiki. So it's a mixture of Polynesian, Hawaiian, Southeast Asian, a little bit of South American in there, Latin America, because there's definitely some influences in there. So it is the Americanized version of what they perceived the South Pacific or Hawaii to be. You got to think that when tea culture was still being created and kind of being cobbled together by different people, Hawaii was not even a state yet. So people were visiting Hawaii and looking at it as a foreign country, as an exotic place. So once they came back home from their travels to Hawaii and to Thailand and to these places in the South Pacific, they wanted to bring back the with them, bring back some of that culture, food, and beverage that we were experiencing there. The state kind of exposed Americans at this time to just diverse cultures. So instead of having it be specific and saying, okay, this is Hawaii, this is Brazil, this is Southeast Asian, they just kind of mashed them all together and labeled it all in tea. So when you see these Mai Tais, and when you see a zombie cocktail, you're wondering, why does one have these ingredients, and why is one rum based, and why is one more spirited, and why is one with coconut? It's because they were trying to cobble together a bunch of different influences into one. Okay. So once you start breaking that down, you start understanding that people were just trying to create one tourism culture. They were trying to encourage people to travel to these places by showcasing the tiki fires and the women dancing with glaze on this outside beach waterfront culture. The thatch roof, little tiki huts, grass skirts, like they wanted to impart this upon people who are living in some of these cold parts of America where the winters are snowy and long. And even one of the pioneers of tiki culture, one of the people who had one of the longest standing tiki bars in California, he was, convincing college sorority girls to vacation in Hawaii based off of this tiki experience that he was promoting at his bar. So it just led to so much more travel, so much more industry, so much more curiosity as it pertains to Southeast Asia, Hawaii, Latin America, and so on. So that was really, really important for me to learn because I have a little bit of tiki knowledge. We, in the past, hosted a thing called Tiki Techie Talks, where we talked about tiki culture and also about technology and the growth of that market and where we see it going and how to use it in your business. But this was a really deep, intense dive into tiki that left me honestly more curious about the category. So there needs to be more education when it comes to tiki and the people behind it. I really, really enjoyed the sessions that were led by Taki Tom. She came all the way down from London, across the pond, to come speak about the indigenous people and their contribution to tiki ways, tiki culture. And it's also to remind us to be respectful about the people who, in the culture who we are propping up when we talk about tiki. One of the main things that kind of stuck with me from her talk was on our use of burning sage and using Palo Santo as a cleansing agent. And being as a we're not of that community, oftentimes we're not properly using these ingredients and properly executing the ritual to the point that outsiders are disrupting the supply of sage and Palo Santo in certain areas so that indigenous people and actual practitioners of that religion will not have access to it any longer in the way that they used to. So there is such a benefit to spreading information and spreading travel, things that you learn in your travels. But once you try to commercialize them, sometimes it adversely affects those who have been using it for medicinal purposes or religious ceremonies. It's a part of their culture and their community that no longer have access to it because there are people who are adulterating the use of the product, for lack of a better word. So that kind of brought me back. Just leading up to that, I had judge a competition here in Charleston, and a person who competed had used Palo Santo in their cocktail as a garnish. And I remember being so impressed by it. And this person actually placed fairly highly in the competition. And now, after this experience, not even a week later, I had a whole different perception on the use of that product, having had that initial education from Talking Tom. So now I would advise an individual to consider using Palo Santo as an ingredient and giving it more of a background role in the cocktail as being its inspiration, as opposed to sticking a stick of it right inside of the drink. So the more you know, the better you do. And that's why experiences like Tiki by the Sea, where they bring in amazing presenters like Talking Tom, so important. Another great speaker that we had come talk to us was Sam Miller from Hoteling & Co. And he led the demonstration on a conscious tropical cocktails. And he again wanted us to consider the Black and brown people who are often erased when we talk about tiki culture. You know, so oftentimes you can look at different old advertisements, some of those old Elvis Presley movies, and you see the Hawaiian or the Southeast Asian woman just being sexualized and being made a caricature of. And so often those same stereotypes persist to this day. There hasn't been anything else that has come in the same way to recharacterize them as human. So I really, really appreciated the very sensitive yet direct conversation that Sam and Taki both had with us. Sam is amazing. Their team does just dope work for Black and brown people in our community and LGBTQ people in our community, not just in tiki, but in beverages as a whole. So to have that speaker come in and talk and be so sensitive to both of those areas really spoke to the care we need to carry when we're talking about tiki culture and being a culturally sensitive to those who have over the years lost their voice, even though this whole movement is based off of their culture and heritage. As someone of Gullah-Geechee descent here in Charleston, I can relate so much of our culture, our Gullah-Geechee culture is profited off by people who are not of our community. So many times, our voice as former enslaved Africans is lost from the narrative of the Charleston, of where Charleston is going. So it is definitely a mission of mine to make sure that our voice is still a part of that conversation, a large part of that conversation as to the future of our city. So it's very refreshing to see that. So important. One of my favorite things about these activations is the people that I meet. I met some amazing people from all over the country. Pete and Steva did an awesome job of selecting people from smaller markets. So there were people from Charleston. I was looking from Charleston, it's a very small market. That's folks from Montana, really, really small areas who don't often get chances to go to these press trips. Well, this wasn't a press trip per se, but we go on a lot of press trips, and it was nice to hear on people who this may have been their first or second time spitting in something that was geared right for bartenders. That there's other activations that bartenders are able to apply to go to, like Front Hub or Colon Cocktail Week, which is just wrapped up this week. So it was nice to have those experiences where you can kind of sit back, talk to people, make connections, where you're not running from event to event like you are until the cocktail. We can really sit down, talk, and then they've already introduced some music topics to us that we were all learning about. So we were able to have a conversation all at the same level of what we were being taught. So it was a great way to engage. I'm still in contact with several people from that experience. Shout out to Stacy in Montana and Arian in Atlanta. It was so much fun. Courtney, they were amazing girls and guys out there. And I look forward to reconnecting with them at some bartender event in the very near future. Now, another way they helped us engage was a couple of competitions. We love competition. So we were split into groups, and we were tasked with a scavenger hunt cocktail competition display stitch. Okay, so we had to kind of go around the campus, go around the Barcelona hotel, and eat a cocktail from things that we were finding around premises. And we also had to create a cocktail as well to put into the cocktail. So if you know anything about tiki cocktails, they are crazy over the top, tons of garnishes, big glasses. I'm sure you've seen those big like bowl cocktails of scorpion, where you have like different things floating inside of it, maybe little things on fire. This little, tons of orange garnishes and leaves and all this kind of crazy stuff. Large format cocktails. So then we were tasked with creating one of these in what they called garnish. So our team came up with a really great theme. It was, some Goodfellas type stuff where we had, cocktail was in like a little pickup truck type of situation, and we kind of like made it into this whole like mob scene where people were kind of backing up and dropping off a body in the waste management place, and then the body fell into a cocktail, and this was a whole thing. But we won. We did. Really won. It was huge. The cocktail was really our saving grace for that. I think that's what took us over the top. And because we won the garnish awards, we got a special swag bag from the sponsor, Vichy Amaro. And we love Amaro. We worked with that product before here in Charleston. So we got this bag, and it has several different little keychains of the product bottle. Amaros are aromatized wines. An aromatized wine is a wine that has been enhanced with herbal notes. Each Amaro is different. And even within Chio, Amaro, Del Capo's portfolio, they have some coffee forward, some that are crazy herbal forward, just really nice flavor up a cocktail if you want to add herbal or bitter to it. This is a favorite of our favorite. We love swag. So our team won that. Shout out to AMAC. Came up with the whole theme of us doing this whole Goodfellas, backing it up. We all had to get our Italian accents on and do our little, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? That vibe, It was cute. It was teamwork. It was togetherness. People like to survive. We won that, and they had a competition. A couple of weeks before we got to go to New Jersey, they sent out an invitation for us to compete in a Pisco competition. So the good folks with Caravedo Pisco hosted a competition, and only 5 people from our group of I'm gonna say it was about 26 of us, were in the final competition. So they had to craft their cocktails for the judges, and then us, the other Tiki by the Sea attendees, got to vote for our people's choice, which was great. What was great about the competition was that you knew right then if you won, and the prize was automatic. So the prize was a trip to Peru. What? Yes, a trip to Peru to compete in an even larger competition to possibly win some money. So that was exciting. You know, it was giving away a trip to Peru. I did it, but I and the invitation came out maybe like 3 weeks before the trip, and your girl was deep in the weeds at that point. So I didn't to even think about what I would do. I love Pisco. I have a couple of Pisco cocktails, so I would know for next time to be ready. And the good folks at Caravedo Pisco made a very generous offer. They said, if you get yourself to Peru, we will put you up and we will host you for the duration of the competition. So I am thinking about, flying down to Peru, supporting our guys who won the competition, and just taking in Peru. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm a big fan of Pisco. It is such a underutilized and misunderstood. I'm looking for a reason to get down there and travel. So stay tuned. You might see your girl down Peru. But that was a great activation to be able to see the different styles of competition. These people had some time to work on it in advance, especially ingredients that they had to prepare in advance. All that took so much forethought and preparation. Shout out to y'all who did that. It's always interesting as a bartender who does curate cocktails for competitions and for campaigns to see what other people use as motivation, how they work, some of the inspiration behind Pisco cocktails. Some of them were to things that they had or memories that they had. I'm a sucker for a good story inspiration behind the cocktail. We capped things off with a boat ride around the Jersey Shore. And I had done this. It was my first time on a boat all year. And I really enjoyed it so much. You don't know what you're missing until you get exposed to it. Also, we went to the beach, into the water on the same day. And this is my first time in the beach all year. So that's two things that I'm so grateful for Tiki for exposing me to. And I live in Charleston, which has multiple beaches, and I have friends that both. So I appreciate that you don't think about these things until you're in those spaces. You're like, oh wow, I haven't done this in so long. And I probably would not have done this. So thank you so much. The beach water was definitely cold, yet refreshing. And the boat ride was super nice. It was kind of like a sunset boat ride. It was cool, but not chilly. It was great to see the sunset in New Jersey and just kind of circle the marina. The boat was great. We had some snacks, and we also had some drinks, of course, on the boat. Again, shout out to an amazing bar staff that came down to service us. Blossom and Company bartenders came down, and this was awesome. Really, really appreciated the boat ride. We also had some other seminars that were on more bartender professional type things like tattoo cocktails and how to do that, and costing out your cocktails so that you know exactly how much each cocktail is costing you, including garnishes, tonic water, lime juice, down to the penny. That I really want to get better on doing with our brand, really getting our costs down and really understanding where we're spending money at, especially when it comes to our beverage services. Sometimes it can kind of be a free for all in the back end of things. We're like, let's get it done. Whatever we need, whatever needs we have, let's put it out there. But there are more cost efficient ways to do it, especially when you're talking about scaling things. So that was a really, really great course to take. They also had a class on clarifying cocktails. I have never clarified a cocktail before myself, but I have drank a lot of them. So it was really nice to learn about that process on how to clarify cocktails. And then now I have more of appreciation for that because I realize how labor intensive clarifying cocktails is. Let me explain. Clarifying cocktails is when you have a cocktail that may be colored like this. Maybe colored this thick orange Chinola product. There's a process by which you can remove the color but retain the taste. So you will have these cocktails that are so full of flavor, sweet, sour, unctuous, savory, and you wouldn't tell by looking at it because it looks like a glass of water with ice in it. So it's a technique that bartenders have really honed into. I've been seeing a lot of clarified cocktails again in the competition I did right before I went to Tiki by the Sea. I had at least 3 clarified cocktails. Two of them made it to the finals. 1 and number 2 were both clarified cocktails. And I was not persuaded so much by the fact that the cocktail was clarified, but the cocktail was just delicious. Like outside of it being really pleasing to look at, it was an amazing cocktail. So I don't want to, encourage you guys to go out there and start clarifying all your cocktails. But it does add something extra. It shows technique. It shows preparation because it takes sometimes 12, even 24 hours to clarify a cocktail depending on the ingredients and what you're using. So for someone to start out and plan their menu so far in advance to be able to have this prepared for you, I appreciate that it's worthy of note. But that is not per se guarantee that the cocktail is going to be used. But as a bartender who was always trying to sharpen her skill, it was great to learn the technique. I definitely challenged myself to clarify the cocktail. Stay tuned. I'll do a video on it so that I definitely want to keep sharpening my bartender skills so that when I am in a opportunity to take a really great cocktail and add some extra information that I have. That was awesome, and that was led by I can't find her name. But she was awesome. I think her name was Jen LaForge. Okay, thank you. Referring to my schedule that we had for those 2 days. I'm to remember all the information. But she was awesome and very cute. Very, I know what I'm doing, and you guys need to listen up, and we did. Appreciate it. Those are my major takeaways from Tiki by the Sea. I highly recommend applying for this program when they do it in 2025. They did 2 waves, or I was in 2 waves this year. I was in the first wave. I highly recommend being in the first wave. That's why I kind of waited to do this review because I wanted to make sure they were the program. It wouldn't be spoilers for those who were going out. I am a person who doesn't like to do a bunch of research before I go into something that's been curated for me. I like to be in those moments and just experience what someone has thoughtfully put together for me. So I can be genuinely enthusiastic, genuinely surprised, genuinely whatever the feeling is. I don't have any type of preconceived notion because I haven't done a whole lot of what is this going to be. And I think that leads to a better experience when I don't have any expectations. So some of the swag that we got, Ron Colon, But so they came in education, and it goes to the lunch. Ron Colon is an El Salvadorian rum. I've had it before. It is high fruit rum. It is for real rum drinkers. If you're interested in liquid, Ron Colon is not for you. But if you are going to make a drink that is in the tiki style, that's going to be fortified with a lot of juices, a lot of spice like nutmeg and cinnamon. You're going to want a rum that can hold up. So Ron Colon is one of them. Definitely check it out. I'm talking about this coffee is it smells amazing. So they did this collaboration with Jughead's Coffee, and I cannot wait to try it. It has notes of sweet chocolate, strawberry, and just berries and maybe rose level. We'll definitely be popping that in the coffee maker very soon, and it's whole beans, so I have to ground it first. But I have a French press that I haven't used quite yet, which I don't know how to use. So stay tuned for a video of me using my French press making this Ron Colon Salvadorian rum infused coffee. Hendrix was there. They gave us these water bottles that look just like they look just like a bottle of Hendrix gin, but it is a water bottle. It has gin on it, so I'm looking forward to an opportunity to be somewhere in a gym or the pool and just pull the baby out and see who says, "Girl, are you drinking gin?" Just straight like that. But it's all to Hendrix. What else? Montenegro was there. My guy, Ted Carducci, did a class on Montenegros and just Amaros in general. Love him. I want to switch out him so I can put on my Montenegro hats to go along with my Montenegro bag. Very sporty. Yeah. What else do we have? We have some swag from this tequila brand, which was so fun. Casa Malka Blanco. I need to see our boy brand rep because I really enjoy the tequila. I had never had it before, and that's very rare because we have drank over 650 different tequilas. So whenever I see a tequila brand I'm trying before, I'm like, all right, I need that on my shelf, it on my bar. So Casa Malka, Malka, Malka. Gorgeous bottles. You can't really see it here, but it is. Oh, okay. I'll give a little note. It says, "Welcome to the Queen," created by our female founder, Malka, which translates to queen. Casa Malka is 100% additive-free tequila, crafted from pure blue Weber agave without coloring or artificial flavoring. It's tequila in its most pure form, unaltered, unaltered. We love that. Check out Casa Malka Tequila on Instagram. Again, that's Casa CASMALKA Tequila. I am a Johnson myself. Coaster and cup. We love that. What else do we have? Montenegro scarf. You will be seeing this in another form. I have the project to turn all of my branded stuff into something that is usable. I don't know about you. I don't use a whole lot of handkerchiefs or scarves. Some like using the white stuff. I want it to be more purposeful because we have like literally 100 of these varieties of different brands. So you will be seeing this as something else. We love to be sustainable. We love to reuse, recycle, reduce, upcycle even. So yes, you will be seeing that. Repurpose, you will be seeing this one from Pathfinder. Again, as well. And you'll also be seeing some Pathfinder because they they reach out to us on Instagram to send a surprise tag of their product and some swag. So I cannot wait to have it again and to be able to share that. Hopefully turn this into something really fun and useful. There were lots and lots and lots of pins and keychains, one from Hendrix, Montenegro, Ron Colon, love stickers. Last but not least, attendee only. Must be there, must be at the number to receive Tiki by the Sea. Born it yet. I was waiting to be able to showcase it here first before it gets tossed into my wash and lost once my thing. But I'm here for it. It was definitely too windy and brisky in Jersey over the weekend to wear this then. But back to Charleston, where the temperature is 73 degrees today. So I still have more weeks to be able to wear this in Charleston, and I shall. So thank you to the Tiki by the Sea team, Pete, Steva, everyone who was helping things move so smoothly. They had people who were dropping off drinks in orderly fashion, the food was coming out in orderly fashion, the events and the seminars were happening really to schedule. There was not very much of a lull in between seminars and in between sessions. We had enough time to kind of rest. I would have enjoyed a little bit more time to rest, but they packed a whole lot in 2.5 days. And like I said, I met some amazing people. Our sleeping quarters were very intimate. We were 3 to a room. So definitely get comfortable and get familiar with the people that you plan on staying with, and just have that in mind. That was probably one of the big shocks about it. Whether sharing a room with 2 other women, and I was in myself. You were there for the tiki, for the beach, and not for luxury accommodations. But that doesn't mean it's not a good experience. I had behind the barrel with Wild Turkey. We're literally in tents. They are nice tents, but it's a tent nonetheless. And that did not take away from the experience. I really enjoyed going to Wild Turkey. One of my favorite experiences. I went in 2017. And they're still doing that program. So if you see applications for Behind the Barrel with Wild Turkey, highly recommend you signing up for them. And getting that real, on the ground, immersive experience with these brands. You cannot pay for these things. You have to apply, you have to be accepted. And that's what makes them so special, because the barrier to entry has nothing to do with your finances. It is wholly based off of your application, your essays, and what your intention is with participating in the program. So, so often there are programs that are hosted that require you to do something, or to you have to have certain credentials, and you have to, pay a fee, or know somebody who can get you a role on the inside. This is not that. If you are an active bar professional, in any market, craft bar, dive bar, strip bar, upscale bar, restaurant bar, whatever, you are eligible to apply for Tiki by the Sea and to have this wonderful experience that is free. The experience is free. These brands like Chinola and Casa Malka and Montenegro, they pay the price to be introduced to people like you, to be product educated to our professional. And the hope is that you will love something one of these products so much that you'll want to have it in your bar, that you'll want to carry cocktails using those products, that you may even want to put a tiki cocktail on your menu. Side note, we had a great session by someone who was encouraging people to create their own tiki mugs. He has an amazing collection of tiki mugs from all these different rare, even some no longer operating tiki bars that are amazingly valuable now, that are selling for thousands and thousands of dollars. So he asked us to keep our eyes peeled when we're going out to these different shops and different Goodwill stores and get found places for potentially rare tiki cups. But he also said, create a tiki cup that guests can buy and take with them. He was talking about monetizing your bar outside of just drinks and food. And that's such a great idea. Your bar doesn't even have to be tiki, but if you have a really good tiki cocktail, you sell that same cup at your merch store with your t-shirts and your hat. And the person was like, that cocktail was hitting. I'm going to do a cocktail. I'm going to buy this vessel, the tiki vessel, to always remind me of my experience at this bar and with this cocktail. And these tiki cups can range from $12 up to $50, depending on how elaborate and detailed your tiki cup is. So we've seen some that look like totem poles that are wide like this. We saw some that are wide like this in the shape of like big elaborate bowls. We've seen some shaped like frogs, shaped like zombies, shaped like pineapples, shaped like, like a tiki hut. Like they get to be really expressive, really elaborate, super fun. And I can't think of any other cocktail category that has glassware that can just go off the rails and just be as outrageous and crazy as possible. But that's what inspired our whole garnish wars competition, because those cocktails were ridiculous. The scale of them, some of them had lights. I mean, it just was really nice. And tiki culture gives you the freedom to kind of be out there and wild and wacky and expressive in a way that some of our elevated classic cocktails like your Manhattan, sidecars, even your margaritas, they don't give you the space to do. So again, I want to thank Pete. I want to thank Steva, the entire Tiki by the Sea team, all the brands involved for curating a wonderful experience that I will keep with you for years and years to come. And I have plans to use and purpose what I've learned for our consumer audience who comes to our events here in Charleston and all over the country. And also stay on the lookout for a Tiki style cup from us. I'm so inspired by that, and we love glassware. So you'll definitely see something in the Tiki variety from us here soon. But until then, I hope that you're drinking something that you enjoy, something that you love even. Cheers.